My name is Hamse Daabjeerin and you are watching the security update. These are the stories making the headlines. UN Security Council says 3,000 more AU troops to leave Somalia by September. 12 individuals, including foreign militants, surrender to Puntland security forces. UN Security Council terminates peacekeeping mission in Mali. Human Rights Watch report accuses Burkina Faso's military of killings and torture. Welcome to the program. The African Union has announced the withdrawal of extra 3,000 troops from Somalia by the end of September. This move is part of the AU mission's ongoing conclusion of the nearly 2 decades of operation in the Horn of African nation, with a complete pull-out anticipated by December 2024. The African Union has announced the withdrawal of an extra 3,000 troops from Somalia by the end of September. This move is part of the AU mission's ongoing conclusion of the nearly 2 decades of operation in the Horn of African nation, with a complete pull-out anticipated by December 2024. Resolution 2687 in 2023, passed on June 27, grants authorization from the United Nations Security Council to the African Union, permitting the deployment of a maximum of 17,626 uniformed personnel to the African Union Transition Mission in Somalia until September 30, 2023. From October 1st to December 31st, 2023, the authorized personnel strength will be reduced to 14,626 individuals. Furthermore, the United Nations Security Council has urged the African Union to carry out the Phase 2 drawdown to 14,626 personnel in collaboration with the government of Somalia, based on the findings of the joint technical assessment. The African Union Transition Mission in Somalia has successfully handed over control of all 7 forward operating bases. These bases include Hajali, Mirtugo, Adalle, and Markayub, marking a significant milestone in the mission's progression. 12 members affiliated with Daesh, commonly known as ISIS, have surrendered to Somalia's Puntland security forces. This event took place in the mountainous region of Pari. According to the police report, the group comprises 6 foreign fighters, consisting of 4 Ethiopians and 2 Sudanese, while the remaining 6 individuals are Somali citizens. 12 members affiliated with Daesh, commonly known as ISIS, have surrendered to the Somalia's Puntland security forces. This event took place in the mountainous region of Pari. According to the police report, the group comprises 6 foreign fighters, consisting of 4 Ethiopians and 2 Sudanese, while the remaining 6 individuals are Somali citizens. The surrender took place in the village of Daabjeerin in the Pari region, where the defectors willingly turned themselves into the Puntland security forces. During subsequent interviews, the former militants expressed that they had been misled and deceived by false promises of employment. They emphasized their association with the Daesh group, stating that they had been involved with the organization for approximately a year and received training during their time with them. 2 of the individuals revealed that they, along with most of their companions, had initially arrived in the town of Bosaso, where they were offered job opportunities by individuals they were acquainted with. Subsequently, they were transported to the mountainous areas where the Daesh militants were operating. Last week, Puntland security forces successfully apprehended foreign leaders affiliated with ISIS during a series of security operations conducted in the Amam area of the Daabjeerin district, located in the Pari region. The appointed National Army Chief of Somalia embarked on an inspection of several front lines in the Galgaduud region, accompanied by high-ranking military officials from Somalia and the United States AFRICOM. This visit was aimed at evaluating ongoing military efforts in the area and assessing the living conditions of the armed forces in preparation for the imminent second phase of the anti-Al-Shabaab campaign. Ibrahim Sheikh Muhyiddin, the recently appointed National Army Chief of Somalia, embarked on an inspection of several front lines in the Galgaduud region, accompanied by high-ranking military officials from Somalia and the United States AFRICOM. This visit was aimed at evaluating ongoing military efforts in the area and assessing the living conditions of the armed forces in preparation for the imminent second phase of the anti-Al-Shabaab campaign. It also intended to gauge the progress achieved by the Somalia armed forces and to encourage them to redouble their efforts in consolidating peace and security throughout the nation. The Army Chief expressed his appreciation for the latest advancements made by the armed forces and emphasized the importance of readiness to eliminate the threat posed by Al-Shabaab during the forthcoming second phase operation. The President of Somalia had previously declared his intention to commence the second phase of operations against Al-Shabaab following the government's claim of victory in the preceding war. According to the federal government officials, these upcoming military actions are expected to play a crucial role in further stabilizing the country and mitigating the influence of Al-Shabaab. The Somali National Army has successfully taken control of the guerrilla base in the El Wak district of the Gede region, formerly occupied by the African Union Transition Mission in Somalia forces. This signifies a significant ATMIS's ongoing efforts to reduce troop presence in the country and gradually transfer security responsibilities to the Somali National Army. The Somali National Army has successfully taken control of the guerrilla base in the El Wak district of the Gede region, formerly occupied by the African Union Transition Mission in Somalia's forces. This magnifies a significant step in ATMIS's ongoing efforts to reduce troop presence in the country and gradually transfer security responsibilities to the Somali National Army. Located in the Gede region of Jubaland State, the guerrilla forward operating base becomes the fifth base to be handed over to the Somalian security forces by ATMIS in Somalia. Previously, the base was under the jurisdiction of the ATMIS Kenya Defense Forces. Alongside the guerrilla FOP, the National Armed Forces Command has already assumed control of ATMIS bases in the Adalla district, Haji Ali, Mirtaqo, and Alpar areas on the outskirts of Mogadishu. The initial phase of the troop reduction plan targets the withdrawal of 2,000 ATMIS forces from the country, with operation is set to commence by the conclusion of the June 2022. Security officials view this transfer of security responsibility as a positive development for Somalia, as it demonstrates the nation's commitment to establishing stability and security within its borders. According to a Human Rights Watch assessment, the Burkina Faso military has terrorized communities in the country's northeast this year through arbitrary killings, forced disappearances and torture. But we will be back after the short break.
Making documentaries is one of the most creative craft and challenging endeavors you can be involved in. It is an effective strategy to inform, persuade, educate, defend the perspective, and shed light on various issues, policies, and activities. At CBA TV, documentary production is our forte. We capture every TikTok detail of events in highest resolution to tell the story you care about, from politics to human angle, research-based content, educative and informative. We also help you project your story in a dynamic perspective that attracts the world views of the target audience, as there is no better or more powerful way to place the organization's values and achievements than to make an excellent documentary film. No doubt, our strength lies in these ventures, and we pride in many award-winning documentaries which have been earning accolades across Africa and beyond. Let's tell your story.
Welcome back again. According to a Human Rights Watch assessment, the Burkina Faso military has terrorized communities in the country's northeast this year through arbitrary killings, forced disappearance, and torture.
A Human Rights Watch report has accused the Burkina Faso military of terrorizing communities in the country's northeast this year, with instances of arbitrary killings, forced disappearances, and incidents of torture. The violence erupted in the province of Sino between February and May. According to the report, no fewer than 27 persons were either summarily executed or disappeared, the majority of whom belonged to the Fulani ethnic group. The assessment by the New York-based watchdog comes after an April atrocity in Kama, a northern village near the Mali border, in which villagers said security forces massacred at least 150 civilians. A government representative in Burkina Faso did not reply to a request for clarification on the report. Fulani ethnic groups in Burkina Faso and Mali have been accused of working with extremist militants and have been frequently targeted by security authorities and others as a result. The report, however, says targeting civilians is unnecessary, inhumane, and ultimately counterproductive. For 7 years, extremist terrorists linked to Al-Qaeda and the Islamic State organization have waged a brutal insurgency in Burkina Faso. Thousands of people have been killed, and the country has been divided as a result of the bloodshed, which resulted in 2 military coups last year. Kamil Sadiq, CBA TV.
Nigeria's security chief is half pledged the commitment to work tirelessly to guarantee the safety of the nation as the country continues to struggle with internal security. The security chief is said this when they met with the Nigerian President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for the first time since their appointment.
Nigeria's security chiefs, led by the National Security Advisor (NSA), Nuhu Ribadu, have assured the citizens of their commitment to work tirelessly to ensure that the objective of securing Nigeria is achieved. The National Security Advisor said this after a closed-door meeting with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu at the Presidential Aso Villa in Abuja, Nigeria's capital. The news service chiefs are meeting the president for the first time since their appointment on June 19, 2023. At the meeting, President Bola Tinubu called on the service chiefs to work as a team, stressing that they have huge tasks ahead of them. He, however, assured them of his support at all times. On his part, the National Security Advisor appreciated President Bola Tinubu for the opportunity given to the security chiefs to serve the nation in the face of various security challenges. He stressed that insecurity is gradually reducing in Nigeria and promised to work tirelessly to safeguard the West African country. Before the advent of the Tinubu-led administration, Nigeria had been battling with the insurgency by the Boko Haram sect, kidnapping for ransom, killings by unknown gunmen, and other forms of crime and violence across the country. Nigerians are hoping the meeting will help to chart the right course for the security chiefs to build on what their predecessors have achieved and even surpass the mark. Kamil Sadiq, reporting for CBA TV, Nigeria.
The Somalia Minister for Defense Abdikadir Mohamed Nur presided over a passing out ceremony where 2 battalions of the Somali National Army were honored for completing their training. The ceremony held in Uganda served as a significant milestone for the 3,000 highly motivated army personnel who successfully completed their training. The Somalia Minister for Defense Abdikadir Mohamed Nur presided over a passing out ceremony where 2 battalions of the Somali National Army were honored for completing their training. The ceremony held in Uganda served as a significant milestone for the 3,000 highly motivated army personnel who successfully completed their training. During the effort, Minister Abdikadir Mohamed Nur expressed his unwavering confidence in the newly trained soldiers, emphasizing their potential to inject renewed vigor into the ongoing battle against Al-Shabaab and contribute to the overall enhancement of Somalia's security landscape. In his address, Minister Abdikadir Mohamed Nur expressed his sincere gratitude to the governments of Uganda and the United Arab Emirates for their invaluable contribution to the training program. He acknowledged the pivotal roles played by both countries in providing the necessary resources and support that led to the successful completion of the training. Furthermore, Minister Abdikadir Muhammad Noor highlighted that the graduation of these two battalions signifies a noteworthy milestone in Somalia's continuous efforts to establish a stronger and more proficient national army. The international community has demonstrated unwavering solidarity, supporting Somalia in its endeavors to restore peace, security, and prosperity to its people as the nation remains steadfast in its fight against Al-Shabaab. The UN mission in Mali has come to an end after the Security Council reached a unanimous decision to end the most deadly peacekeeping operation in the Sahel. The Security Council established MINUSMA to assist foreign and local efforts to restore stability as the country struggles with its internal security since 2012.
The United Nations Security Council unanimously decided on Friday to put an end to a decade-long peacekeeping mission in Mali after the West African country's military junta abruptly ordered the 13,000-strong force to leave with immediate effect. The operation, known as MINUSMA, came to a conclusion after years of tensions and government restrictions hampered peacekeeping air and ground operations since Mali teamed up in 2021 with Russia's Wagner force. The 15-member council adopted a French-drafted resolution requesting that the United Nations should, on Saturday, begin the cessation of its operations, transfer of its tasks, as well as the orderly and safe drawdown and withdrawal of its personnel, with the objective of completing this process by December 31, 2023. The United States government says the push to end the UN mission in Mali was allegedly orchestrated by Russia's Wagner mercenary group. The White House accused Wagner chief Yevgeny Prigozhin of assisting in the eviction of UN forces from Mali, while the Security Council voted and said it had information indicating Mali's government had paid the Russia private forces more than $200 million since late 2021. Mali has not responded to the allegation raised by the United States, but Russia's deputy UN ambassador said at the Security Council meeting that Mali made a sovereign decision. Despite the resolution to dissolve the mission, MINUSMA will remain in Mali until December 31. The mission is also allowed to provide protection for United Nations personnel, facilities, convoys, installations, and equipment, as well as associated individuals to carry out operations to extract United Nations personnel and humanitarian workers who are in danger and to facilitate medical evacuations. Mali has failed to quell the extremist insurgency that arose following an uprising in 2012. The Security Council established MINUSMA in 2013 to assist foreign and local efforts to restore stability. Kamel Sadiq, CBA TV.
And with that, the story of the UN mission in Mali has come to an end after the Security Council reached a unanimous decision to end the most deadly peacekeeping operation in the Sahel. We'll wrap up our program for this time. Thank you very much. This is me, Hamse Daabjeerin.